I'm going to show you an image on the screen. Instructions are very, very simple. And I'm going to give you 30 seconds. So here goes the image on the screen. The image is spot the hidden tiger. Your time starts now. Most of you have seen the majestic animal standing. There were some legends who saw many tigers. Some of them saw some sparkling eyes somewhere. But trust me, there is no any other animal in this picture. If you watch closely, the words "the hidden tiger" has been embedded on the body of the tiger with black stripes. This is exactly the moment which I am going to capture, and I'm going to talk on this topic, shifting your perspective beyond norms. Majority of you were only structured in a way which says that this is how I have to think. So, but we have never thought differently. We have never thought we will come out of the shell. We'll think something different. So that is what is shifting perspective beyond norms. At every stage we follow norm-based thinking. Whatever is the situation you have always looked at it from the point of view that what is the norm-based, and we have never seen the other part of it. We see the world the way the world has trained us, things to see. We are in a society which is governed by the rules and regulations, and you have to follow those rules and regulations, and that is how we are going on that particular path. But we are not ready to change that perspective. And that is where I'm going to discuss today, that you have to be brave enough to see that you shift that perspective. Of course, needless to say that when I'm putting my views to you, there are possibilities, that you may have assumptions and exceptions. And if you don't fall into that category, I appreciate you. But if at all, if you get into that, there is a need where we have to change our perspective. Everything in life is about perspective. In the world of artificial intelligence, you will find that the renewed intelligence which is coming in, the renewed perception which is coming in, is navigating your life effectively. Today, the entire world has taught us only one thing, and that is to chase. If you look into your parents, your teachers, and your society has always done only one thing, and they have taught us to be successful. They have never taught us failures. They have never taught us crisis. They have never taught us how to deal with situations. They have always taught us success, and we are all running towards it. I'm going to take you through a journey where you have a concept of 5 crucial stages, and you will see that you yourself are in that particular stage. And in that stage, I am going to tell you that how shifting perspective is becoming the need of the hour. So let us put the 5 crucial stages of life. And the 5 crucial stages of life is upbringing, growing up in education, professionalism, relationships, old age. Interesting. Very interesting. So what are we talking about the first, and that is what is the upbringing. So when we are talking about here we are talking about, before that, when I'm talking about the stages of life, I want to explain this diagram to you. If you look into the arrows, I have given certain colors to it. Especially in relationship, I have used the pink color. In old age, I have used red color. And the first orange, blue, and the arrows have been shown going up. Whereas in third and the fourth stage, I have kept the arrows same, because in relationships, you are not going to go from the career point of view. We will discuss what happens there. And then at the old age, I have given you a little bit small arrow, which I am going to tell you that how things are going to change for you. So when I am going to do this, how I am going to discuss this with you is that if we are discussing the first stage, I am going to bring in the norm-based thinking, And then after that, the shift-based perspective. Interesting. Okay. Now let us go to the concept of the upbringing, the first thing. And when I'm talking about the first thing, the first logic of bringing the children up, what are we trying to say that? Here we say what children observe a lot, what they see. Okay, they see your behavior, they see your food habits, they see your dress code, they see the way you talk to people, and they see everything, and they start learning. So now this is the norm-based, what I'm talking about. They start learning here. And the norm-based perspective, I can give you a very good example here. And the example is that when you find a child is crying, the mother and the father immediately picks up a phone and gives the child that particular gadget. And surprisingly, the child is quiet. And the child is looking at the phone, and at that point of time, the mother and the father is looking at the child as if a new Einstein is born. Not knowing that now he has entered into the world of gadgets and is going to get into it for a longer time, stress his eyes, and is only going to be on that. I'll give you one more example. I was watching a kids' dance reality show. And in that kids' dance reality show, there was a small girl who was wearing skimpy dress and was dancing on a very hot number with all the moves. She was doing a fantastic job. The judges, the parents, everybody appreciated it. I was thinking that what would have gone into the mind of the child, that why people are appreciating me so much. After this, what happens is the child's become famous and is told to perform everywhere the same thing. And then the labeling starts, and then the society starts looking at you. My objection is not towards art. My objection is that if it would have been little bit appropriate, it would have been nice. There, the parent should have thought of a shift-based perspective. I appreciate art, and that is why I always tell you that there are assumptions and exceptions to it. The concept is that you have started looking into, when you are bringing up the kid, here, what is happening is the moment you gave the phone to him or to her, you started developing a concept of being transactional. And when that becomes transactional, for everything the child is going to put an emotional tax on you. And this goes on. So it is very important for a parent to have a traditional and a modern approach when you bring up the child. So what we have to do, the shift perspective, teach them kindness, teach them honesty, respect, culture, okay, civic sense, responsibilities, all that is very, very important. Spend quality time with them. They want time from you. It is very, very sad that parents don't spend time with their kids. And later on, don't be surprised if they don't spend time with you in your last stage, that is the older age. Okay, so it's very important that you have to spend time. I'm coming up to the next stage, and the next stage is the growing up stage, where I have shown you that how your education happens. Children here are influenced by today's children. Now, first of all, let us talk about all the generations, right? Z, alpha, beta. And I called you the I generation. Why I call you this? Because I generation is the impatient generation with iPhones in their hand, right? Okay? No patience at all. Everything instant. It has to be quick. Everything should be fast. That is how it is. Okay? So coming back to this, you are being influenced by what? You are influenced by technology. You are influenced by urban lifestyles. You are influenced by richness, your education systems, your global culture, everything, right? And then what are you with? You are with all the smart gadgets, smartphones. Kiska phone costly hai? Okay? And then AI tutors, social media with you. Social media is a filtered version of reality which is always with you, right? And then AI tutors, what all it is. Showing richness has become the norm here. I know the fact that every child who gets into this never likes to say that I can't afford this. And that is what has been developed in the child, that we can buy anything. This has to be really thought upon. Traditional values like respect for elders, simplicity, family bonding is diluted. What is happening is majority of the children are coming from nuclear family. So what is nuclear family? Very smartly, your family is being divided, 4 brothers divided into 4 families. So now I require 4 TVs, 4 washing machines, 4 flats, 4 cars. Earlier it was only 1 customer, now there are 4 customers. So this is the nuclear family. The parents, both of them are working, they don't have time for the child. So the child is busy with gadgets, friends, okay, with habits. So all these things are there. And therefore finally you find that the parents are not there for the child and the child is not there for parents. Okay. They face, and then the concept is that they face tremendous academic pressure. Now why academic pressure? Because I have to be successful. So what I have to do? I have to write JEE, I have to write NEET, I have to write CAT, I have to write CLAT. Okay, I have to get into the best of the best. So I have to do all these things if I have to be successful, because I have to earn money. That is very important. Okay. And this is what he says. The norm-based perspective is the mindset of the child becomes crucial here. I have seen the rich of the richest people, they send their kids by school bus. But then many of them drop their children. Nothing wrong, you can. Absolutely not an issue. But sometimes tell them to use public transport. That will be helpful. You are unnecessarily developing and cultivating an habit where you will find that later on it will be a burden for you. So this is what he is saying. Having the latest smartphone, studying in the best of the best luxurious schools, celebrating lavish birthday parties, okay, all this is becoming a part and parcel, okay, and basically they are trying to show success before they have earned it. Whatever success they are having it because of the parents and not their success. Parents very nicely have outsourced their basic duties from nanny till driver. Everything is outsourced, okay. So that what is happening here is what you want is available on the gadget itself. So you have become an ATM and the home has just become a lodging and boarding. Okay. If your child, I want all of you to be alert on this, if your child is going against the nature, where when people are having their breakfast, they are sleeping. When everybody is sleeping, they are on their gadgets. When everybody is having lunch, at that time they are having breakfast. This is where you are finding that he or she is getting into a big problem. Now I am coming to the perspective shift. So what we should do? The first thing, the parents are the first teachers. You should teach them self-awareness, self-control, interpersonal skills, civic sense, and be with them. That is the first thing. For educators, learning beyond the classrooms, I know you can teach them books, but you have to teach them crisis, you have to teach them creativity, you have to teach them teamwork, leadership, communication skills. Nowadays, schools are talking about it, but very rarely we find that the results come out of it. We need to teach them everything, good or bad, has a consequence. We have to teach them a no. They have to learn this. No is the new communication skill. If your child has to understand a no, trust me, don't always say yes for everything. It will make a difference. So this was the perspective shift for the second one. The third is professionalism. And in professionalism, it's the rat race, right? You'll find that the stress levels are high. Welcome to the world of BP, sugar. Okay? You are always being targeted. You have to perform. You have to be 24/7. You can't be emotional. You can't be sentimental. You have to work. give results 24/7. Always say yes to the boss, even though you know that the boss is wrong, but you have to tell him, say yes, and just go ahead. And that is what is where you find that you get into professionalism. Tragically, why we do all this? Because we want money out of this. Success is tragically nothing but connected to money. And this is what, if I am going to become a professional, I am going to earn more. This entire process, 5% of the people are successful, 95% of the people are not successful. Their finishing line always moves ahead. And if you are not going to decide your finishing line, what is going to happen? The market will decide the finishing line, and you will always be struggling to get. So how are we going to handle this? What is the perspective shift? Becoming a better version of yourself, aligning your work with your values. You can have peace of mind, prioritize physical health. You can understand what is contentment, take breaks, asking how much is required to make me happy. That is more important, and define your own version of happiness. So this is what he's saying there. Coming back to relationships, value over valuables, very interesting. I met one of my friend who told me that his mom was telling him that she is going somewhere and setting up a house for the daughter because the daughter is entering into live-in relationship. Look at it, how things are changing. We have different types of relationship, right? So we are in the era of live-in relationship, open relationship, situation relationship, okay, regular relationship, and with all the traditional systems intact. If you look into the success rate of this, all these things, it's a big question mark. We will not discuss that. The only person you choose in your family is your spouse, otherwise everything comes ready-made to you. And while choosing that, a lot of problem here. Because getting the right person is so difficult. And according to it is right, but then there are if and buts there. Today's relationships are shaped with technology, communication overloaded. Love is more about self-growth, respect, and basically status, richness. All these things are very important. Do you love me has turned into what you can give me, in short. Right? And value is measured, not felt. Love is measured by lifestyles, richness, and status. Perfect shift, accountability and responsibility, me to we, clashes to communication, and towards shared vision and long-term security. The reality, happily ever after, is not a destination, it is a manual labor. Okay? I'm coming to the last. And again in relationship, I wanted to give you a perspective shift. If you have a nagging relationship, between peace and relationship, accept peace, kick the relationship. Okay. Coming back to heartbreaking. In the heartbreaking, it is very touchy, because now you are getting the fruit which you have put in stage 1, and in stage 5 you are going to get all returns with interest. And what is happening here? The expectation that our children will take care of us is gone. Look at the image. I've put a nice image. I found it on the net. School, and then taking the father to the old age home. 5-star prison, luxurious. What is wrong? I've taken care of you. These are the words which the son is going to. Many people who are in orphanage, they tell us when we go to the orphanage that the son is in US, and from the US it's only a phone call, that's all. Otherwise they are not bothered about it. Okay? So we taught them it's always about money, it's your problem. You taught them always about money. You told them to chase success. You have not given quality time to them. All this is yielding results to you. And that is how the results are coming to you. So if you would have been alert then, if you have taught some values, if you would have behaved properly, if you would have told your son that this is right and this is wrong, if you would have said no, I think so things would have changed. So when you are old and alone and with no one knocking on the door, because at that point of time when you didn't call your son for the dinner, you didn't call him for the concept of saying that what is that I require, and you have not bothered about it. The concept, the entire logic is that it has become so transactional. And these transactional seeds actually came in stage 1. Because you remember I told you that you bribed him, and then now he is doing the same thing. Okay? The shift must happen now to change the ending. You have the only valuable expectation, and that valuable expectation is the character instilled in them. If you would have been a little bit alert, the legacy is not about financial assistance. It's about investing time in kindness, presence, and only guaranteed return you will get in your years. So finally, unseeing the norm, my hope is that you leave this room today not with more answers, but with a new perspective. My hope is that you have spotted the words of accountability, kindness, and presence in your life. So this is what I wanted to tell you, that you have to change your thinking and see that you can bring a change the way you are going to bring the change in your child, so that your child is going to be better human being for tomorrow. Thank you so much.